Hi, my name is Orville Cummings, and on Star Trek, I have been blessed with playing the character Communications Officer Lieutenant William Christopher. Lieutenant Christopher for short. I'm an alumnus of TFS at the Acting, Film, TV, and the Theater program. Look at that! You see? This is why they pay me the big bucks. I feel like it's not just one thing that made me fall in love with acting. It was a myriad of different things. For one, growing up in Jamaica, I never thought I could be an actor just because it was never presented to me as an idea, as something I could do in the future. But I would always love performing. Every time we were doing a presentation in class, everyone would be nervous, but I'd be excited because I'm like, I'm getting an A because I know how to perform. If you give me a math quiz, I'm gonna fail that. But if I go up there and I get to speak and I get to like express myself, I feel like that was a way for me to like truly connect with people. When I came to Canada in 2007 and I took acting classes in high school, I just loved the feeling of like becoming someone else, putting on this character and making people laugh, making people cry, just really like connecting with everyone. So it just kind of like built from there. It was a myriad of different things and people always telling me, yeah, you should do this, you should do this. So I got like confirmation, I got support, and the people who were there to support me made it so much easier to make that jump and make that choice for myself. So I'm forever grateful for them. So yeah, that's why I chose to be an actor, because all the people that supported me and all the feelings I've get just performing, bringing characters to life, and just having fun. It's just simple fun. Before joining the acting program, I was fresh out of high school, so I kind of went straight from high school to TFS. I actually enrolled in TFS while I was still in high school because I was looking for a different art program. I was actually trying to figure out what I wanted to do as a primary art form. I was either going to do acting or directing, and I saw TFS offered both programs, and it was like, I'd never forget this moment. It was me and Chris, and we're in his office, and he slides me two papers like which program. It was like Morpheus, it's like the red or the blue pill, and I was like, I looked at my dad and he's just like, whatever you want to do, man. I was like, acting. And then fast forward, now we're here. Never looked back, and I still have a love for directing, and I'm still trying to stretch my muscles in that direction, but acting is my #1 passion. Aside from Star Trek, I was fortunate enough to be a part of this documentary, which is now a Canadian Screen Award winning documentary called Patty vs. Patty. So if you guys ever get a chance, check it out. It's on YouTube. Or if you're flying across Canada, it's on all the airplanes, you know what I'm saying? Short docs. So I've gotten so much opportunities from Star Trek. Even before Star Trek, I've worked on Pretty Hard Cases, which is a comedy show. I've worked on this pretty big movie that's now on AMC, The Black Network in the States, and it's called Bite of a Mango. So that was like my first lead in a feature film, and that was by far one of the best experiences I've had on a set, because I got to work with a lot of people I've known, a lot of people are close with me, and to this day, these people are still my family. So that film alone redefined what family is to me. So I'm super grateful for every set I've touched foot on, and I've always walked away with a new family member. The thing about Toronto Film School is that every 3 months there's been a switch in like their terms and everything. So I would always get a new teacher, and I was blessed to have experienced a wide spectrum of coaches there. I call them my mentors now. Namely, Omar Zamir is one of my close mentors, because I remember one particular moment when we were doing like evaluations before we move on to the next curriculum, and he sat me down, and he was the first person at the school that said he saw something special in me. He's like, you're gonna be a great leader if you keep doing what you're doing. And I've never forgot that moment. And also John Tench, I've learned so much from John Tench. He's so well versed in acting and the business. I remember, I can't believe I'm gonna bring this up, because if he sees this, he's gonna remember very vividly. In a couple of his classes, business classes, I would like fall asleep because I just wasn't interested in the business at that point. But I remember I was showing my girlfriend Doran a photo I took of one of the notes on the class, and I'm just like, oh my God, this is such valuable information. And if I could go back in time, I'd be like, wake your ass up and pay attention to this man, because he has so much information, he has so much experience. And if any of you have John Tench as a teacher, pay attention to this man. This man will fill your head with so much knowledge that you can use in your career, especially in the business. And of course, I gotta mention Jonathan Whitaker, by far my favorite, one of my favorite theater coaches. He doesn't sugarcoat anything, and I feel like that's very important to have a teacher that's very, not mean, but he's very like straight to the point and be like, no, and this is how you do it and whatever, because I feel like that's very important to grow as an artist, to develop a thick skin, not just because there's so much rejection in the industry, but to understand when you get feedback, it's not to put you down, it's actually to build you up. You might feel broken, but the brokenness is an opportunity to look at the pieces and build something stronger, and that's what he provided for me, so I really respect that man. The main strength of Toronto Film School is just the versatility in what it has to offer in its programs. I've learned about film history, commedia dell'arte, which I didn't even know was a part of like acting. We did mask work. I learned how to edit, which was a huge boon for me, which I didn't know would be a huge boon for me. Is after I graduated, working with so many different actors, like, oh, can you edit this for me? How did you do that? I'm just like, I just put these two clips together, and I didn't know how valuable that would be to me until I graduated. And I'm just like, oh my gosh, I learned how to use a camera. I'll be on set and I'll be like, what's your ISO at? And you're like, you know about that stuff? I'm like, yeah, I went to film school. And I'm like, oh wow, that's great. So it allowed me to like speak different languages within the film industry, connect with people, building relationships. So when I'm ready to make my film, I know who to call upon, I know what I need, I know what camera lens is, I know how to run a set and everything. So I feel like Toronto Film School really gave me the full spectrum of educating me in just the film business and not just the acting business.